Coming up on this Thursday edition of Morning Drive. The three men with a chance to win the race to Dubai have been battling it out in the desert.
To have my name on that list would be amazing.
I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible with as few scenarios as possible, and that's win the tournament.
We'll see what happens.
We have all the highlights and live reports from Dubai. And as the LPGA season races to a close, we take a closer look at the new world number one, who isn't satisfied.
Because I still think I have room to improve. I don't think this is the end. I still think I can be even better.
What does she need to do this week to pocket the $1 million grand prize? Plus, we're counting down to Titans and Steelers on Thursday Night Football on NBC. We're debating the best golf in Nashville and Pittsburgh. And our travel expert is hitting the links with Big Ben.
All right, Ben, I say Arnold Palmer, you say.
Today is Thursday, November 16th. Morning Drive is live right now. Welcome back inside Studio AP on this Thursday edition of Morning Drive. A coffee break for the big timer Charlie Rammer. I'm Damon Hack alongside Amanda Blumenhurst, three-time National Player of the Year from Duke. How's the coffee, big time?
I'm going to tell you what, our stage manager, Amy, is unbelievable with making coffee. I mean, it makes my day every day, and I don't even have to ask her for it. It's unbelievable. I don't expect her to do it, but oh my goodness, it's good. Amy, you're the best.
I say I'm a newbie. I didn't know to ask.
Well, you don't
tomorrow.
have to ask. We'll be nice
we'll
to
get
her.
you broken in here.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot, that's what's happening now. How about Patrick Reed, ladies and gentlemen? Were you watching the DP World Tour Championship open with a 7 under par 65? He's really embracing his dual membership on the PGA Tour and the European Tour. Missed the cut last week at the OHL Classic at Mayakoba. But big picture, wife Justine expecting baby number 2. So congratulations to the Reeds. To the highlights we go. Big timer. This was earlier this morning. The race to Dubai leader, Tommy Fleetwood, birdie putt on the par 4 fifth.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Tommy Fleetwood coming into this week. He's having what so far has been a career-defining year, but really wasn't up to the task today, Damon. Tough day for him.
He would shoot 73, opening with a double bogey. Sergio Garcia birdie putt on the par 4 third.
Just trying to get a little bit of momentum in this tournament, coming back from a lot of travel, and knocks that one in. Good momentum for the day.
He would shoot 70. Also someone who can win the race to Dubai. He's won his last 2 starts, big timer. Justin Rose, his second shot on 10.
Yeah, he said that he's sort of been hanging out at the bus stop waiting for a bus to stop by and pick him up. And he said 2 big buses came by the last couple of starts for him. No surprise there to see him hitting a quality golf shot in there with Justin. It's all a matter of whether he gets hot with a putter or not.
That got him to 2 under, Amanda. Now on to 14 from the bunker.
Talking about some hot shots, I think this could be one of them. Look at that. In the cup for eagle.
Yeah, see, that went in properly. That was the right speed.
Give that
I'm
an A.
going to give that, well, I mean, I don't really give out many A's. I'll say A minus.
He would shoot 66, the tough grader, the big timer. How about Patrick Reed? Here he is on 18.
This is sort of the best part of his game. He's one of these players, the closer he gets to the hole, the better he is. And when you watch him go play his practice rounds, he's always hitting a lot of wedges like this, chipping, putting. That's the bulk of his practice. No surprise to see him play a quality shot right there.
Played well in the President's Cup as well. You see a 1-shot lead over Justin Rose and Scott Henn. Tommy Fleetwood, the leader, struggled today, had to fight back from that opening double bogey. I tell you what, Justin Rose, the winner of his last 2 starts. If he wins this week or finishes solo second and Fleetwood does not win, he wins the race to Dubai. Sergio Garcia must win this week, and he needs help. After a big round 1, we send it out to Todd Lewis.
Patrick Reed lands in Dubai on Tuesday, does some work out here on Wednesday, and then goes out and posts that beautiful 65. As you look back on this round, what do you think your strengths were?
No, really, I felt like the ball striking was where it needed to be. I felt like I had pretty much most control over the golf ball today. It seemed like the tee shots I didn't seem to hit particularly well, that I missed them in the correct spots, and the time I only hit 1 tee shot, I felt like I didn't hit it in the right spot, and from there I was able to get the ball back in play, hit a wedge shot on the green, and make a putt. And that's what you have to do, to shoot low numbers around any kind of golf course. When you get in trouble, you have to figure out how to get yourself out of it, and you just have to capitalize on all the opportunities you had. And I feel like I did that. I still feel like I left 2 or 3 out there that I left short right in the heart. So but all in all, I mean, it's a great start.
You're the highest ranked American in the field. Why was it important for you to play this event coming off playing in Mexico last week?
No, really the big thing was I only needed one more event to keep my card on the European Tour, and I've always enjoyed playing on both tours and having both memberships, so it was a pretty easy decision to kind of come over and play in this event. I was lucky. I thought I needed 2 since I didn't know President's Cup counted as an event, and it was nice enough to find out that President's Cup counted, and this was the only one I needed.
And finally, you're off to a great start, but you're still searching for your first win of the year. How important is it to get that, possibly here this week?
It's important, but really the biggest thing for me is just improving my golf swing, improve around the greens, and just kind of improve in all areas. Hit the ball well, putt well, and I feel like earlier this year it's just been either I hit the ball well that day and then didn't make any putts, or I hit it great the following day and missed putts. And so it's made putts, so it's just kind of been inconsistent on what shows up, what doesn't. And I feel like the hard work I did with my coach right after Mexico really paid off coming in this week.
It surely did. Appreciate the time, Patrick.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks.
The world number 23 playing like a top 5 player that he once described himself several years ago. What do you see in Patrick Reed, Charlie, at this point in his career?
He's an interesting guy. There's no doubt about that, Damon. And he's gone in a really short time from a guy who was trying to Monday qualify and actually Monday qualifying to being a PGA Tour winner who had that cocky attitude. And we sort of make fun of him saying he feels like he's a top 5 player. I don't know if you recall or not, but at the time I didn't, because I don't have any problems with someone verbalizing what their goals are. And I'm telling you, Amanda, if you don't think you can do it, there isn't any way you can do it. And he's a guy that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, because he does things his own way and he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. And it takes a lot of strength to go that route, but if you go that route and pull it off, it's a pretty neat place to be.
Well, it's kind of that chicken and the egg a little bit. Like, are you successful because you have confidence, or are you confident because of your success? And so it's great that he has so much confidence in his game that's going to really lead to all of his success. And you hear him too say that he has room for improvement, and so that he's seeing what he still has left on the golf course. He's leading the tournament, but he said he still left a couple shots out there.
That's where he's got to be careful, though, I think, is that whole room for improvement thing. Because sometimes you see players, they have some success and then they think, okay, now I have the resources to really get under the hood and try and fix some things I've wanted to fix. To work a little bit harder here, to work a little bit harder there. And they get away from the formula that took him from being a tremendous college golfer, leading Augusta State to a couple national championships, to play his way onto the tour to win it early. You get away from that formula a little bit when you start trying to improve and push too hard. I think sometimes for players, they need to work more on repeat than continuing to improve. It's an easy trap to fall into, I think, sometimes.
Well, it's an easy trap too, because you see so many of the other players on tour grinding it out. I fell into that a little bit. I had a successful college career, and then I got on tour, and all of a sudden I had all this time on my hands because I had been in college and I had, all right, you have class in the morning, then you have to play, and then you have homework at night. And when you're on tour, the school aspect is gone, and so you see all these other players spending 5 hours on the range after a round. You're like, well, maybe that's what I need to do. So it's very easy to fall in the trap just from being around other people.
She was being a little humble there. She had one of the best college
national
careers that ever been had. What you needed was a little homework when you're on the LPG. You should have done some graduate school.
I can get my PhD, Dr. Blumenhurst. Why not?
Real quick, guys, Patrick Reed has had some wonderful moments on the world stage at Ryder Cups, taking out Rory McIlroy, winning a World Golf Championship. But he's also seen his peers win major championships, the Jordan Spieths, the Justin Thomases. How difficult is it for him to be on the same teams with them during President's Cups and Ryder Cups, but he hasn't yet won that major championship? That's why he wants to improve.
So I think you've got maybe a Ricky Fowler on one side, where Ricky seems pretty comfortable with his buddies winning. And then maybe you got a Patrick Reed on the other side that might not be so comfortable watching his peers win. But, there's no right or no wrong. It's either what works or what doesn't work. And it was interesting for me when I was down at the Olympics watching the Olympic team for Team USA get out and practice. Patrick Reed was by himself. He didn't go out with other guys in practice. He's a real loner, and he sees that, and he uses it for his motivation. And so it's a formula that's worked for him. I just think he needs to be careful that he doesn't push and tweak a little too hard.
Let's take a look at these Race to Dubai standings. Once again, a season ender on the European Tour. 3 players have a chance to win the Race to Dubai. Tommy Fleetwood, we noted his struggles today, opened with that double bogey in a round of 73. Justin Rose and Sergio Garcia, the other 2 gentlemen, major champions who have a chance to win the race. Charlie, when you look at Justin Rose and what he's accomplished in this past month of play, winning his last 2 starts, deciding to rest last week in South Africa, and opening with a 66, playing alongside Tommy Fleetwood, what type of message was sent this morning?
Well, it's a big message, and I really think for Justin, resting last week is right now looks like something that's going to pay off. And we sometimes forget that LPGA players, European players on the men's side and the women's side, the amount of travel that they have to do, it takes a toll on your body. And Justin now is a veteran. He knows that. So resting last week, I think in particular with this hot start today, sent a big message. Guys, I've got a lot of confidence. I won my last 2 starts. I'm also well rested. Look out. This is starting to feel very early like a Justin Rose type of week to me.
And taking that 1 week off, it's so interesting when you look at all the different tours. The PGA Tour really doesn't have an off season. The LPGA Tour does. They finished the last several tournaments in Asia. You have your last week this week in Florida, the CME group, but then you have a couple months of an actual off season. So for Justin to take a week off, I think is absolutely critical because there isn't that time to actually relax and regroup like you have on some of the other tours.
We're going to hear from Justin Rose in just a little bit. He caught up with Todd Lewis after that opening round of 66. Everyone wants to be the best player in the world. Right now, Shen Feng, the world #1 on the LPGA Tour. We will hear from her coach, Gary Gilchrist, in just a little bit. Can she actually get better than she is right now? We're with you till 10 a.m. today. Morning Drive. Back after this.